Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of 3 Geeks Flix. Joining me as always is the somewhat impatient man himself, the muse, Justin Kyle. Say hello everyone, Justin.
Hello everyone.
And he just thrilled. Look at that face. I mean, it just... I don't know what to say other than, and I am the tech, Mitchell Wright. We're back. This is a Geek. We're actually doing a full movie review. Yes, we have both seen the movie. This is for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. To start it out, just quick go over the director, of course, James Gunn, Chris Pratt, Peter Quill, Star-Lord, Zoe Saldana, Gamora, Dave Bautista as Drax, Vin Diesel, the voice of Baby Groot, Bradley Cooper, the voice of Rocket, Michael Rooker, Yondu, Karen Gillian, Nebula, Palm Clinantioff was Mantis. I can't say that name. That name's a travesty, and it's whatever. Sylvester Stallone as Stakar Ogord. Kurt Russell as the polarizing Ego. And there's others that I can mention, but I'm not. We're just going to stick with that on the main list and be happy with it. And if you want to know more, look it up in IMDb. So, as I always do, and I'm going to remember this time,
Yes.
Justin, give it to me. What you got?
It was okay.
It's okay.
It was okay. There were some parts that really worked, and there were some parts that didn't work for me, really.
Okay.
I kind of went in expectation. I'm trying to keep in mind of what expectation plays in a part of reviewing this film.
Mm-hmm.
It had a lot to live up with for the first one. The first one is one of my favorite MCU films of all time so far. And I don't want to be like a hater, because I have to remind myself, and I hope I'm not rationalizing, but this is like a space adventure comic book movie.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going for like the gritty realism of like the Dark Knight trilogy or anything like that.
No, not at all.
It was okay. It was okay.
It was okay. I have watched it a few times at this point, and quite frankly, it kept getting better every single time I seen it. At first, I was like Justin, that it was okay. It wasn't the first film, and it's not the first film, and it's not supposed to be the first film. This has a different, somewhat tone than the first film did, okay? That's a lot of things that people going in, they've got to understand that this is going and telling a story, and this is another chapter of that story, and so we've got to stay a little open-minded to it. And it took me a couple times watching that to see that that's what you have to do. Because, in all honesty, I laughed. I had a good time. I enjoyed it. Baby Groot was hilarious. I mean, Drax had some great lines. Rocket, of course, is Rocket himself. Peter and Gamora, the tension and the love triangle. I dug Kurt Russell's character. Ego, he was fantastic. He was the man for the part. I can't see anybody else playing that part right now. And Sylvester Stallone, man, that little Sly Stone drop in there. Sly's part was a lot bigger than everybody thought, and it looks like we're going to get more of Sly. And I think that's awesome, man. I really dig it. And then, of course, this is a spoiler alert. These are spoilers in here. This is not spoiler-free. I like in the post-credit scenes that we got a drop on Adam Warlock with the Sovereign, and saw another Infinity Stone in his cocoon. Also, the other post-credit scenes were okay. They're all right. Probably one of my favorites was had to be had to be when he had the back and forth with Groot, teenage Groot, in his dirty room with his vines and branches all over the place. Because, I'm a dad. I can relate to that. I understand it, so maybe that's just me. But all in all, the music was great. I liked the picks. It wasn't the music of the first one, of course, but they were going to use the same stuff over again, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought the story was good. I thought it was told real well. It flowed well, and as far as the cinematics and the sound effects and the visual effects were great. They were up to par, so I enjoyed.
Yeah, I mean, the music was solid, as to be expected at this point. The acting was pretty good. It was awesome. And some parts, I think the acting was better than the first one.
Yes.
The things that didn't, when I say that didn't really work for me, there were some parts that, and again, it's not a good thing if I have to rationalize the genre for me not to kind of feel something. In other words, if I say that's a little too much, I have to remind myself it's a comic book space opera movie. I didn't have to do that at all with the first one, is what I'm saying. So, like, some of the parts of the storyline and some of the visuals and presentation were just kind of silly to me. Again, you have to take it for what it's going for. The storyline as far as the end, and it was a little predictable at some parts, but the acting was great. The music was phenomenal. There were some parts that were freaking hilarious. My favorite one of my favorite parts is just the opening shot where instead of focusing on the epic battle, they just follow Baby Groot around and he's dancing.
Yeah.
I was like, now that's smart.
Yes.
That's not what I expected, right?
And the music was perfect for that part.
The music was perfect. Besides that, everything else, especially the ending climax, it was everything I expected, which that's not always a good thing. The visuals, there were some parts where it was not bad visuals. It's a Marvel movie, so they were good visuals, but it was just kind of silly. It was a little too much for me, like when they're flying through the different dimensions of their faces. Some of the end shots of like it was comparable to the end of Doctor Strange. That's what I was thinking. Dormammu. It worked for that. This kind of worked for this, but yes, the music was good. The action was good. The character development was better in some parts. The overall flow doesn't compare to the first one, though. That's the thing as far as the tone and the consistency. It was good. It was okay.
Okay. What's your number?
It's tough because, like you said, I've only seen this once. I just got done watching it for the first time. Yeah. So I don't remember how you felt the first time. We talked about it a little bit, how you felt the first time. And I think we're feeling like you were where I am now.
Yes. I felt the same way you did the first time.
So, right now, fresh from seeing it, it's tough. It's a little tough just to rate it objectively. But I do have to say, if I'm being honest, and I don't want to put anyone off, the first one, when I walked out, I was like, that's by far one of my favorite MCU films.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember.
This is, right now, first of all, this is one of my least favorite, if I'm honest, just overall. It's not a bad film.
No.
It's not a bad film.
No.
But it was lukewarm compared, and I'm not just comparing it to the first one. I'm comparing it to all of the MCU films. I mean, they are one universe, and they're going for one thing.
Yeah.
Even though they're very different genres and feelings. I don't think 8 material, if I'm honest. I'd probably give it like a 7.5 rating.
7.5? Okay. 7.5?
Yeah.
And I was there. I was there, folks. I felt the same way he did, and I watched it a few more times. And honestly, I started to see kind of pieces of the puzzle coming together, understanding why they went the direction that they went. Watching back through it, you see different scenes, certain things that kind of start making more sense. You really start putting puzzle pieces together. Like I said, it all just kind of starts to fit. And it was, for me, I was about a 7.5 in the beginning, but quite frankly, it's an 8.5 for me now. And I know I use that number a lot. It's not 9 quality, but it was enjoyable. It was fun. I did have fun going back watching it. Loved the music. The Baby Groot scenes are just amazingly hilarious, especially when he keeps going back and forth from the cell that Rocket and Yondu are in to the captain's office to try to get him his other headpiece for his arrow. Those are great moments right there. But Yeah, 8.5, folks. It's fun, and it's more fun the second time around. So really, go in and expect a little different movie with a little different feel, but still fun, still Marvel, and still definitely that Guardians universe.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there were some things that were, first and foremost, Baby Groot was adorable. As far as if we were to rate his adorableness, he would be a 15 on a scale from 1 to 10.
Yes.
I think no one's going to argue with that. Like you said, you had a good point. The music is good, and the soundtrack, it's a good symbol for the overall. The soundtrack was good. It was fitting.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't as fresh as the first one. The song choice, they weren't as good as the first one. There were some that were, like, perfect.
Yeah.
But overall, the first one was so fresh. It was the first time we really thought, oh, yeah, look what they're doing. I see what they're doing. They're doing something different. And this time, obviously, it's not as different as the first one. But even at the end of it, it seemed like they were trying to be too much of what we've already seen before. And that's not why I like Guardians a lot. I like it because it was different.
Right.
I like the bonds. They seem to have a little bit, apart from Drax, who doesn't really have any character development, really. But he's still funny. He's still very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I wish they would have given us a little more, just like one more scene of Peter and Gamora, just like, they did that thing where it's like, are they, aren't they, are they, aren't they? It just reminded me of like a 90210, Dawson's Creek. Like, they should have had like a kiss or something. You know what I mean? I'm just like, come on. Really?
They might be saving it for Infinity War, though,
But then at the same time, I didn't want them to at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It's weird. It's weird.
There's definitely more of a love story element in this one than there was in the first.
Right. It was okay. Yeah. It was a fun. You got to turn your brain off at some parts, but that's what you go in expecting to this. It was a fun-filled ride for the whole family.
For the whole family, and it definitely was targeted more toward the family.
Right.
All right. Well, check us out on Facebook, 3 Geeks Flix. Give us a like, comment, holler, troll us. You don't do Facebook, we've got Twitter. It's at the number 3 Geeks Flix. Flix, of course, is spelled Flix. Give us a follow there. Give us a holler there. Troll us there. Get involved. You are the third geek. So we want to have you on one of these shows. So get on there on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Leave us some comments. Get involved. Build a rapport. That's why we're here. For you. I say it over and over every episode, and I'm going to continue to say it over and over every episode because honestly, folks, you all make this that much more enjoyable, and we appreciate you all taking the time to watch us and all the stupid crap we end up saying. And
speak for yourself.
Shut your mouth. You know what you do best? I've told you this. What do you do best?
Whatever I'm told.
Yeah, that's close enough. I mean, what can I expect? I mean, you came out of that movie, and right now you look like somebody just lost your puppy, so. What?
Hey, man. I was a little let down, but that's the thing. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay. Well.
Speaking of lost my puppy, I actually did lose my puppy.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, jerk. Anyways, appreciate you all sticking around and stay tuned to the glow of those monitors because we're going to catch you next time. Good night. You Okay, everything looks like it's working. Temperature nominal. Is that 64 degrees?
Yeah, can you see that?
Dude, that is like... Are you hanging meat? Oh, never mind.
You really think if I lost my dog, I'd want to do a movie review right now?
Well, no, that's whenever you said that, I was just like...
That's how dedicated I am to this show.
Dude, whenever you said that, I was like, dude, what the hell are we doing a show for? Get out there and look for him.
Yeah.
You son of a... You go watch it with anyone?
Yeah.
Who'd you watch it with?
Me, myself, and I.
Oh. Alright, sorry. Didn't mean to bring up a sore subject.
But it's not because I couldn't find anyone, it's because I wanted to. I couldn't find anyone.
You're so pensive. What are you thinking about?
Right now?
No, like 5 minutes ago. Yes, right now. Anytime. Hello?
I didn't know this, but I was watching the outtakes of our last show. Remember when I showed you Rocco?
Mm-hmm.
You said that room is filthy?
Yeah.
It wasn't that filthy.